asking that you sit down 5 or 10 minutes, create your credibility, have it be associated to business and finance, and memorize it. Have it, drill it, because you're going to be able to say it in every household. You don't know how much money someone has until they tell you. The largest deals I've ever done were people who live in trailer parks, or not trailer parks, but
Mobile
homes. Right. So
fabricated homes.
Yeah. So don't judge a book. Don't judge a book, but get your credibility speeches right. Get them on point. If you're going out with someone who doesn't do it all the time, ask them, why don't you do the credibility speech? And have them, explain it to you, because it's wrong. Okay? You're always going to do a credibility speech every single household, regardless of what product you're going into, right? The credibility speech allows you to be able to engage the client and let them understand that Bankers Life is not just a health insurance company. We are a financial institution that's been around for over almost 140 years. A-rated company, right? Been in Forbes magazine, right? We are a financial institution. We don't just do health insurance. Okay, they need to know that, so when you go through the fact finder, you can have these questions answered without objection or with less objection, right? Anybody have any questions in regards to that or the fact finder, or is everyone on the same page in regards to that? Does everyone have their own credibility speech down?
I do.
Okay. Do you want to share it?
Sure.
Go ahead.
All right.
Stand up. Give it up for Oso Yaba, y'all. You gotta have no fear.
So I'm gonna talk to David.
Talk to everybody.
Well, I'm gonna talk to you like I'm
Yeah.
So, thanks for meeting with me today, David. The purpose of this appointment is to see if I can provide you with a better position that you're already in now with the products that I have. Now I'm drawing a blank. Alright. With that being said, I'm gonna let you know a little bit about me. I worked for a property management company. I managed about 12 different properties. I had a team of about 12 different property managers, and that was about 12 to 14 million in assets that I managed. What attracted me to Bankers was that it allowed me to educate and put people in households with a better understanding of how to manage their assets and protect themselves. It's my fiduciary duty to document the information that we go over today. In the event that you need to look back and look at the information, you understand why I prescribed this this product for you. With that being said, then I move into the e-presenter.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll give him a round of applause. That was good. Does anyone else have a good one? Anyway, my point is that if you don't have it down packed, just get it down packed. And if you need help with it, come to me, and let's go over it, let's review it so you can hone in on something that sounds very smooth and very fresh.
May we hear yours? Wait, hold on. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Basically,
We want to hear yours.
I know, I'm going to get into it.
Getting nervous?
After a little bit, after the rapport, right? The rapport I used to say, let it be 15 minutes, but if it drags on a little bit more, that's fine. It needs to come from the heart. You need to understand that if people aren't on your page, like personality-wise or emotional-wise, they're not gonna buy from you, right? They need to be on point with that. But after rapport, Mrs. Jones, before we get started here today, I just want to let you know a little bit about myself and the company I represent, Bankers Life. I'm originally from New York. I've been with Bankers Life for about 5 years now. I have a background in finance and real estate, which allowed it to be a clear and easy transition to Bankers Life, which has been around for almost 140 years. We're an A-rated company. We are the go-to source for retirement planning. So everything that Bankers Life does is based off of retirement planning, right? Asset protection. So we deal with Medicare, life insurance, Medicare, long-term care, short-term care. Those are asset protection vehicles, right? They allow you to not have to pay out of pocket if something catastrophic occurs, right? Or sell the house. Those are asset protection vehicles. When we deal with legacy planning and estate planning, we allow funds to be transferred tax-free to your beneficiaries to pay the taxes on all your qualified funds, right? So we take care of your estate planning and legacy planning. We also do retirement and income planning, and where you can take your funds, safeguard them in a manner that still gains market-like returns with no risk of loss, okay? So we're gonna go over all those, but with that being said, I'm gonna ask you a couple questions here today to see if any of these, you know, are in cohesion with what you need, right? Something along those lines. It's different every time, but something along those lines is fine. But you should have it down packed like that. You should have it. You should have something that's go-to. That this is what we do. This is who we are. So you can hold yourself up with esteem, and then you can hold the company up with esteem. And you know it was a good match, and marry the two. So in their minds, they're speaking to a professional, a financial and business professional, and the company is a financial and business company. Yeah. And then start going through the fact finder and going through that information. And then when you get to the retirement portion, I already went over, you know, what's to be said at that point. And then, you know, when you find a need, you want to be able to practice this in everyone's house, regardless if they have, you know, a couple $1,000s in the bank. Practice going over this presentation. Don't be afraid that you're going to lose a Medicare supplement or a short-term care just because you're showing them this information. You need to practice this in everyone's house. Okay? So when we're going through the illustration, when we're going through the presentation, follow along with us. Grab a pen and pad, and because you're going to be drawing this too. You're going to be drilling this too. This is how you're going to be able to pique the interest of the client in regards to the conceptual idea of this account. How to safeguard funds with no risk of loss, no fees. Right? This is something that Jen Jenkin does. This is something that Brenda does, and this is why they move money. Right? So let's all, you know, take advantage of this time that George has, and copy and paste everything that he tells you on the board onto your pad and drill it in your brain. Cool? All right.